In this video I'll be making this snowy icy text effect with the dripping ice dripping off the text. So we'll load up our Gimp. And here's our background, which is an image we've already loaded. We go to our text tool and we pick a reasonably sized text that's fairly bold. I'll choose this one here, see how we go with that one. And I'll just crank it up a little bit in the text size because I know it will be a little small when you first start. Click on the text on the screen. Don't open the box, just type in what you want. And then close. Now you notice the text is not big enough as yet, so we just increase the size until the text becomes quite large for the screen to fit the background layer. Okay, now we come over to our layers channel and right click the text layer and choose alpha to selection. That selects all around the text. Now I need to shrink that by a couple of pixels, so we go to select and shrink. 2 pixels possibly enough for this text, that size. Click OK, and that gives me the black border around the side when I colour in the centre part of the text. Now I go to my filters and I go to render and clouds and differences of clouds. Now I click on it, doesn't show anything in the text when it in the window, the preview window, but it's all there. It's just a cloudy effect. I click OK, it'll show up on the text on the screen. There's our cloudy effect. Now I go to select and select none. That turns the selection off. Now I go to layers and I go to transform, and I switch the text to a 90-degree clockwise direction. Now I go to filters and choose distorts, and in the distorts I come down to wind. Now the wind is too strong there, you notice. I'll just scroll down and you see it's covering too much of the eye on the mountain, so you just bring the strength down a little until you can start to see the eye on the mountain. That's about right. You've got the break still there and you've still got the drop. Now you've got to make sure it's on the right hand side. The wind's coming from the right hand side and it's blowing the text down that way. We hit OK and there's our drop down. Now we go back to layers again and you go to transform and click on counterclockwise, which turns the text back to the other area. Now we need to change the colour of the text. We're going to make it a little bit more icy. The grey is not really suitable, but you notice with the 2 pixels being dropped from the text, it gives you the borders. So we go to our colours, and the very top one we pick colour balance. In the colour balance we change the cyan, we move it down a little. You see it change to a bit of a colouring, and in the yellow we just change that, and that's it, gives it a nice coldy look about it. We don't touch the magenta, so we click OK and that's given it the colour. Now we go to our move tool. Make sure that this little radio button's ticked. Move the active layer, because sometimes Gimp will drop to the bottom layer, so we move the layer down to an area where it's more readable. And there's our icy text. And finally we go to layers and merge down and save as a normal JPEG or whatever you choose. The border around the mountain, snowy mountains text will go away because that's just our small layer from the text. And thank you for watching, and rate the video.